Regarding the midterm survey, first and foremost, I want to thank you all for completing the survey and also for providing your comments. And again, to be consistent with Kirkpatrick and Kirkpatrick, when they say second, it tells trainees that the trainers are there to help them do their job better and that they need feedback to determine how effective they are. The midterm survey certainly ensures that we as faculty know what's going on in our classrooms and know some of the ways that we can make the experience better for our students. So I want to start with the cite the readings requirements. I certainly didn't want to stress you out in terms of composing responses to the forum and let alone make you compose forum messages based on quotable parts of the text. What I really wanted to go after was that you supported your evaluation design decisions based on research and also best practices, not necessarily on preference, because sometimes when we speak based on only what we know is probably just our preference as opposed to the preference of a number of people who will be impacted by a change in a program, and also not an opinion. And I'm definitely not diminishing the value of your opinion, but that, as you know, making changes in a training program can be costly, and so we need to make those changes based on sound research and practice. So what I was going after is that when you're finished reading the book and you close it and you try to compose your message, you remember that if you're being asked for a design decision, let's say help Dr. Choi with the evaluation for their project, you remember what you read and you say, well, I want to suggest this, and you know who said that in the literature. So I wanted mostly for you to write things like, Kirkpatrick and Kirkpatrick define level 4 evaluation as blah blah blah, or the problem with level 4 level model is that blah blah blah, and then you include your in-text citation, while Holton 1996 states that blah blah blah, Kirkpatrick and Kirkpatrick state that something else, or something like I recommend the use of performance tests, and then you cite the author that provides the evidence for that to be a good design decision. I certainly wasn't looking for you to cite the readings all over your initial messages or responses. I'm not going after that. It was more like possibly in your initial message you cite the readings once or twice. When you are making an evaluation design decision, you provide support to your decision based on the research or best practices that we have shared in the course readings. And then maybe just in one of your replies, I haven't been penalizing you if you say you posted 3 messages each week and then only one of them has a citation. I am giving you full credit for that. So you don't have to cite the readings in every post that you make. Just do it in one reply and then your initial message, and then have fun with the other messages. Provide your opinion, provide a challenge your classmates without going directly to the readings every single time that you post a message. So I hope this really helps kind of clarify what I was going after, and sorry that it's coming a little late in the term. We did receive the survey feedback only last week, but I'm hoping that at least the last 2 weeks this will provide some relief for you. Also, many of you spoke about the deadlines on Discord being on Saturday as opposed to Sunday, and this is something that actually came across sections of EDCI 577. I was as surprised as many of you that the deadlines in this course was Saturday. I'm not sure why they did it, but that is no problem at all. So what we'll do is for now on and for the last 2 weeks of the course, the deadline for Project 3 has been moved to Sunday, October the 12th, 11:59 p.m. Eastern, and the deadlines for replies for weeks 6 and 7 will be moved to Sunday each week, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time as well. So we are going to move all deadlines for the project and for replies. Your initial message must always be submitted on the Wednesday each week. Another thing that came up across sections is the number of discussions per week. And now this is something that the program has been thinking of, and they're really open to suggestions. We do have to make sure that because this is a 3-credit course, even though it's not given for a semester-long term, but in an 8-week term, we still have to make sure that we abide by the state rules regarding the amount of work that entails a 3-credit course. So we need to think this through, but for one of the suggestions you made, that at least for those weeks when we have a project due, that there was only one discussion. So what I'm going to do is for week 7, when you have your last project due, I'm going to eliminate the first discussion, the one that focused on evaluation planning across the levels. This discussion was focused on the DAO model. Now, not to do a plug-in about my preference for citing the readings, but because you have been citing the readings and incorporating ideas from the DAO model throughout since day one, not only in your projects but also in the discussion forum, I figured we have definitely demonstrated that we know this model and that we know how to implement it. So I figured this discussion we can do away with, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to count the discussion 2 by 2. So whatever point, however many points you get on this discussion, I'm going to just double it and put it on the grade book. If you think this would be a troublesome approach to make up for those 5 points that would be missing on our grade book, just let me know, and maybe we can think of something else. But I think this is the approach I'm going to take right now. So I'm hoping this is going to help. Again, sorry that it came too late in the probably too late in the semester or the term, but at least in the last 2 weeks you get a little bit of relief.